back, baby. Bitcoins, shitcoins, or NFTs, there's no greater feeling than hitting that sweet old time high, old time high, old time.
Hey guys, what's up? Thank you for tuning in and welcome to another weekly episode of Setup Saturday. As always, I'm here with Zero Cool. Zero Cool, how are you?
Pretty good. We're zooming above past all-time high. I'm good.
It's crazy. Yeah, you predicted it. You predicted last week that we're going to be at all-time high, and here we are. I wouldn't believe you, but we are here anyway. We're seeing so much FOMO. We're seeing so much hype. Bitcoin is going to all-time high after all-time high. And not to forget meme coins. Meme coins are going crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's popping off for sure.
So maybe before we start and we go into the show, so big thank you and a big shout out to Prime XBT that's sponsoring the show weekly. So thank you for them. If you haven't made an account with Prime XBT yet, use the link into the description and you can use, I think it's a 20% deposit bonus up to $7,000. So yeah, so Zero Cool, I hear you bought a new mic. It's very good.
Yeah, I hope it's a bit better than the last one. Last one was not that good. This one should be a lot better.
Yeah, it's clean, it's warm, it's nice.
One thing though, I don't think you're sharing your screen on Discord, so cannot see what you are seeing.
I am. Normally I am. It's saying live.
Okay, my bad then. I'll figure it out. Oh, there you are.
Yeah, so and I bought some new equipment as well, but so for example I bought a camera, but I missed it 2 times. So Amazon delivery tried to deliver it twice, but I wasn't here, so unfortunately it won't be today, but hopefully next week. And just one more thing about the Discord, because I know a lot of viewers want a community Discord where you can talk with us and everything. So I spoke yesterday with the guy that's creating my Discord, and well, it's basically done, but I need to do a final check. So let's hope it's going to be done by next week. And so next week, you guys can join our Discord. You guys can have our first altcoin calls or Bitcoin trades, and we'll try to talk as much as possible with the community. All right, let's go, Zero Cool. Let's dive right in.
Let's go.
All right, so the first thing, and of course the reason why we are making these all-time highs day after day is obvious. Well, first of all, Trump won. But second of all, and that's the most important thing, is the strategic Bitcoin reserve. So as I told you guys last week, Senator Loomis, she proposed a bill, or proposed a legislation that the US buys $200,000 Bitcoins per year over a 5-year period, which will be 1 million Bitcoins, which is crazy if this is going to pass. But I don't think it will super soon. This is huge. This is something enormously for a big nation as the US. I don't think they're gonna do this like tomorrow. I think this will take some time, and I think when the hype cools off, when people forget about this, because I think, in my opinion, this will take months. I'm not even sure in Trump's 4 years of president he will get this through. But let's see, because people think, okay, you can, for example, you can see the bill on the government website. They have the Senate, they have the House, they have the president. So everyone thinks it's going to be super easy and the bill is going to be passed like tomorrow. I don't think that's going to happen.
I do know, or at least did saw it yesterday. It was already presented in Congress to vote on.
Yeah, already?
So so stuff is moving. It's probably the reason why we haven't nosedived below 91,000 yet, I think.
Exactly. I think this is the reason that we're moving up, and this is the reason that we're not going down. But I don't think this will happen soon. And for example, I got here an article from Mike Novogratz. He's the director of Galaxy Digital, which is like a big investment firm in crypto. So he's like super bullish. He got a bias, and even he thinks it's not going to happen soon. But he thinks if it's happening, I think he wrote it here, Bitcoin will go to like $500,000. And of course, because you have to think about it, it's going to be super crazy, because then you have to think about game theory, because other nations will have to do it as well. and let's say in the first year they buy 100,000 Bitcoins, or how much was it? 200,000 Bitcoins. By the second year, the price of Bitcoin will be super high. So if they want to acquire 1 million Bitcoins, the price of Bitcoins will be more than 1 million. So this is going to be crazy how this is all going to play out. So the one thing that's for sure is because of the US tried to pass this bill, I think a lot of other countries are now looking at Bitcoin as well. They are thinking about it. They're making a strategy about it. So that's something that's good. But I think it's still in baby shoes, and I don't see this happening soon. That's why I think when the hype from this cools off, we can see a downwards move on Bitcoin. That's just my opinion.
I absolutely agree that other nations will start having interest, and if America passes the bill and they start purchasing, then other nations will have their hand forced. And that's how you go from 6 digits to 7 digits, honestly.
Yeah. And the thing is, okay, even if the US doesn't pass this, that doesn't mean that, for example, I saw this yesterday, Pennsylvania will try to just make a strategic reserve just for their state. Oh. So that's a possibility as well. I think they even said that they want to convert 10% of their treasury into Bitcoin. Here. Allocate up to 10%, which is roughly 7 billion, which is crazy. Let's say if more states do this, then that's super great as well. I think only on this Bitcoin will move past 100 or 200k. So that's some game theory you can look at. So and that's like the S-shaped growth curve. If more nations adopt this, then we're gonna see so much more adoption, and then the Bitcoin price will flow. And then all the other valuation models that I'm gonna talk about today, you can just put them in the bin, and this will be the most important thing. So
it's a game changer.
Because sometimes when I talk about global liquidity is the best driver of Bitcoin, and global liquidity is trending downwards. But then if the US is going to pass a bill that's going to put Bitcoin as a strategic reserve asset, just put all your valuation models in the bin and just look at that. If that passes, the Bitcoin is going to fly.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree.
I see G Armo in chat. So welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for tuning in. If you guys have any questions, just put them in the chat, put them in Twitch, X, or YouTube, and we'll answer them gladly on the stream. So moving on to global liquidity. Like I said, global liquidity, the most important driver of Bitcoin. If there's nothing happening with strategic reserves, that is. So global liquidity, unfortunately, trends down already for the 4th week in a row, which is not good for Bitcoin. This is not good, and I think we will feel this over the coming weeks. As you guys know, Bitcoin lags global liquidity by about 8 to 12 weeks. Now we already see a downwards turn for 4 weeks in a row, and this is not good. So basically the move downwards is because of the People's Bank of China, which is currently the main driver of global liquidity. They have been flip-flopping between their global liquidity injections. So sometimes they inject liquidity, sometimes they do liquidity withdrawals, and this is not good for global liquidity, and that's why we're seeing it trending downwards this last month. And also the ECB and the Bank of England are still in QT, and the US is not in QE either. They're doing something like QE. So on paper they're doing QT, but it's QE, but it's weird. They try to mask it, but it's still not a full force on QE. That will happen later in the year. So that's why global liquidity is trending downwards, and it shrank by 443 billion last week. This is data from Tuesday, so it's possible that it's trending upwards again, but I don't think it's trending upwards again. It will go up later in the year, but at the moment, and if we try to use global liquidity to trade Bitcoin with the 8 to 12 weeks lag, you have to take this into consideration. I think if the hype will slow down, if the FOMO will slow down from the strategic Bitcoin reserve, I think Bitcoin will trend lower, and I think a lot of altcoins will trend way lower, because altcoins is just speculation with the excess liquidity we have in the system. If there's no more excess liquidity, that's super bad for altcoins and even meme coins. Because I have to carefully say my words, because I think meme coins are going to do well this cycle. they're going to do well now. But I think if liquidity is going down, if we will see a drop, I think meme coins will drop like 30-40%.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bloodbath if Bitcoin decides to like leg down to below 80k, because every chart I see is like, oh, we maybe have a pullback into like 80k and then to the moon. It is so Bitcoin to fuck everybody over, excuse my language, and like do a little visit to like low 70s. If that happens, your alts are just gonna dive from a building to minus 30-40%, right? And which is fine if you're holding spot and you're seeing it as a longer term trade. If you're leveraged, 40% is almost a liquidation on X2, and we know how people like to slide their bar past X2 and X3 or 2 or 3 times the leverage increase. People trade this on like 10, 20, 50, 75, 100. Yeah, there's going to be blood if that happens.
Yeah. So, and according to Michael Howell, he put out the tweet himself. So this is the Bitcoin versus the global liquidity chart with 6-week changes. So 6-week changes is just to filter out the noise. But you can see, according to global liquidity, Bitcoin should be trending downwards as well over the coming weeks. This is not going to happen for 100% sure. If you look at Lynn Alden research reports for the directional movements, normally 83% of the time when global liquidity is trending down, Bitcoin should trend downwards. So based on history, there's an 83% chance, based on global liquidity, based on everything, that Bitcoin will go down. The only reason why I don't think it will go down is we have this massive FOMO at the moment because the bull run is starting because of the strategic reserve. So these are the 2 main things that you have to take into consideration if you want to invest at the moment. Moving on, so the DXY. So the DXY is enormously inversely correlated with the Bitcoin. So we see this already from 10 years ago, that when the DXY is going up, Bitcoin is going down. When Bitcoin is going down, the DXY is going up. We always see this. I can show this on a chart. I got some lines here. I showed this yesterday on a stream with George as well. But when I rewatched it, I made a mistake I saw. So let me put this on the monthly maybe. So basically, every bull market in Bitcoin and crypto aligns with DXY going down because, like I said, they're inversely correlated. So the first one is here, May. DXY going down, this was the first Bitcoin bull market. Then the top was here, DXY was going up, all right? Afterwards, when DXY was going down again, this was like, and this is the mistake I made, it should gone till here. So this was the first big 2017 bull market, all right? The next one was the top was here, okay? Everyone was burned here, me and Zero Cool, we lost a lot of money here, so DXY was trending downwards. When was the bottom? Well, when DXY bottomed up. Oh.
Yeah, you got snap on.
So, and that's the thing. So all these Bitcoin bull markets align with the DXY going down. And Zero Cool, you were not 100%, you don't 100% agree with it?
If you overlap it, you can, I can actually do it if you want, if you switch my screen real quick. Grab a naked chart, put the DXY on a different price scale, and then zoom out. That's the wrong chart, I think. Yes, there we go. Clean it up. So your leg here is this, sure. But the second leg of this part, from like 30 to 60, is the DXY going up. So it is not always inverse correlated, and this is something I have on my charts where I look at, and I've never found like this is a 1-1 correlation or
no, it's not a 1-1 correlation.
These check boxes are marked. It's gonna happen. Same with here. This rally from like 33 to 66, 67. You could argue it's like Luna and Dom Kwon or whatever his name is pumping and manipulating the books in FTX, because I think a lot of people forget FTX blew up because their directional bet was long and not short, and they started to blow up in this leg going up, and everybody was like, how can you blow up if you're long and the price is going up? That was a side note. You see here, DXY, the dollar is also going up in this entire leg. So that's correlated and not inverse correlated. So I'm not too big of a fan of the comparison at all.
Yeah, it's not a one-on-one comparison. That's why we don't talk about this every week. Like, for example, global liquidity, which is the main driver. But since the DXY is going over 160, and when it goes over 160, like we saw a lot of corrections into Bitcoin's price, that's why I wanted to talk about it. You have to agree that it's not bullish. So that's why we talk about it this week.
It is not bullish, and I also agree that it's not inverse correlated. It has an impact if the dollar is strong, meaning DXY going up, assets like Bitcoin and gold go down. It's just logic. If you take a step away and you look at it a more macro view, it is a logic reasoning.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, so I think when Trump will take office, and he said it, that he wants a weaker dollar just to boost export and create more jobs. So I hope when Trump gets into office, he will try to devalue the dollar, and this will up value Bitcoin enormously as well. But the thing then, the other part is the Department of Government Efficiency, the DOGE, that will cut enormously into government spending, which ultimately will be good for the dollar. So a lot of people think the Department of Government Efficiency is like crazy bullish for Bitcoin, but it's not. It's good for the dollar because you cut government spending, which is good for your currency.
It's good for your Dogecoin.
Or Dogecoin.
If it wasn't clear yet, you should have Dogecoin just pure on the fact that the Department of Government Efficiency is a thing that they're actively pursuing. Go buy some Doge. You'll not regret it, I think.
Yeah, and then so moving on, so we know we have the strong dollar. And one of the reasons why this is the case is because of the interest rates, of course. So the interest rates are still super high if we watch them against other countries. So as you can see, all other countries are already in cutting cycle, and the US just started. So the US interest rates are super high, which is why the dollar is super strong. And that's why I think, even though the inflation is ramping up, so we had the numbers on Wednesday, I think it was right on schedule. Everyone thought it was going to be 2.6 and it's 2.6. But as you all know, I like to look at it on Trueflation, which has the numbers even before the government because it's real-time data with oracles. And you can see inflation is ramping up like crazy. So this can be one of the reasons that there's going to be no change in interest rates. As you can see, this is going higher and higher day by day. But I still think they will have to do it, or there will be too much currency volatility around the world. So this is something you can speculate on. If there's going to be no change, that will be super bad for Bitcoin. I think if they don't change their interest rates, if the US doesn't cut their interest rates, I think we will see a 5 to 10% drop in Bitcoin. I still think they're going to cut it just because of the main reason of currency volatility, and the second biggest reason that the US doesn't want a recession, especially not when Trump is getting right into office. They don't want a recession immediately starting, because if the rates keep high, that's not good for the job markets.
Also the worst time of year, right? December into Christmas and New Year, everybody should be cheerful and celebrating. If you then quote unquote nuke the economy with a no cut, everybody will feel that, I think. But
it's gonna be funny because I don't know if the Fed is pro Trump or not, but they can, let's say they can do no change just to fuck with Trump. We don't like him. We're gonna dump the markets, and we're gonna say that it's just we're gonna do it like it's Trump's fault, but it's just because they're not gonna do a change.
It's you laugh, but it's a real possibility that you should calculate into the odds, right?
Because he wanted to fire them or something, so maybe they're going to do like a one last act to crash the stock market just before he goes into office. We'll see.
I wouldn't put it back. I don't think that's a 0% chance that happens. I don't think it's likely, but it can be, and it's not too far-fetched, honestly. We're going off. We're going off topic.
We're going off topic, but the thing that you can keep in mind is around this date, try to be risk off and don't have too much leverage, the longers or shorts, because this will be volatile. I think this will be the second most interest rate decision after the one we had in September when the first rate cut was. All right, so moving on, this was the macro part. Let's move on a bit over to the Bitcoin ETFs, which were going like crazy. So this was on, when was it, the 13th? It was 3 days ago. IBIT saw a 5 billion volume for the first time ever, which is crazy. Only 3 ETFs and 8 stocks saw more action than the IBIT ETF, and only the IBIT ETF. That's crazy. Just for a Bitcoin ETF, that means Bitcoin is going mainstream. There's so much hype. You can just see it into the inflows into the ETFs. Here is the dashboard from Carpe Noctem. You see the inflows into the ETFs made all-time highs. That's crazy. But don't forget, these boomers can sell as well. I mean, it's not because there are massive inflows that there cannot be massive outflows. So if they think the price is too high, if the hype is going down, then they will just move their Bitcoins towards gold, for example, because gold is, I think in their eyes, kind of the same asset. They view maybe Bitcoin for gold for the young people, so they want to double into it a little bit. But I think gold is like an attractive buy now. I think I wrote it in my notes. That I should look at gold again. We're not going to do it on the stream, but maybe for myself, just to buy some more gold, because it dipped, and I think it dipped because of the global liquidity I just talked about, because they're sucking liquidity out of the system. There's less liquidity into the system than before, which is not good for gold. The only thing that will be good for gold is the inflation that's going up. But now I'm going off rails again. So these were the ETFs. So watch out. So ETFs at the moment, bullish sign, global liquidity, bad sign, DXY up, bad sign, strategic reserve should be a good sign if they're moving fast.
And something we have not touched about is your social cues, like people asking you, hey, how's we see Bitcoin is doing well. Is it a good time to buy? I've had those messages. You had those conversations. For me, that's an ultimate stop signal. If people start seeing Bitcoin in the news, the quote-unquote normies start messaging you. I have somebody message me who I hadn't spoken to in 7 years, like an old classmate who messaged me, hey, you were into Bitcoin, right? Like, that stuff for me just curls my toes, because I know that's normal retail people coming into crypto, and that's when the big whales offload, keep the price stable like we see now, and then it gigadumps.
Yeah, this week was worse than ever. I think this week everyone that I saw just talked about Bitcoin. You see it into the Bitcoin searches as well. But which was remarkable is, you have to look at it, I don't have it open, the searches on Google Trends are meme coins. So meme coins, the trend is going super up. So retail is just now Googling meme coins more than ever before, which can be a top signal as well. And of course, we talked about this like years. The Coinbase app is the #1 app in finance at the moment, which is like a giga top signal.
Another top signal. Another interesting tidbit that I read was, in the past cycles, for people to get into meme coins, they had to go to a centralized exchange. They had to most likely buy Bitcoin and rotate that into altcoins, right? Now you can just go on apps like Moonshot and Robinhood and just click and you have your meme coin without touching a central exchange or Bitcoin. And that's probably why the search for Bitcoin is lower.
Well, I just noticed that I was on your screen the whole time, so I'll just go over it. So here, this was the true inflation. Well, not the whole time, just from when I was showing the dollar. These are, I think it's fine. No, so I wanted to show a couple of things as well. So maybe just miscellaneous, just a couple of real things real quick. Why I want to say that we're not topping yet, because I'm looking way too bearish than I should be. There are still a lot of things that are super bullish. Like, for example, all the empty GOX balances have been sent out. I think everything has been sold that should have been sold. So this FUD thing is away completely, which is super good for the crypto industry, because this was something hanging over its head for the last 10 years.
Yeah, and that's a lot of Bitcoin. back then we thought, oh my god, that's so much Bitcoin, and now we're like, 150,000. That's not that much. It's a dynamic change, like we said last stream. The sentiment in America and like politics has flipped 180 and is clearly pro Bitcoin now. We might local top here and go back to like 80 or 70,000, but the long-term targets of like 120, 150 or even higher, those are still on the table, I think, for next year.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is, what I wanted to say, so we have the empty GOX FUD, and now the bullish thing is we will have inflows from the FTX creditors. I'm an FTX creditor myself. And I think this will come Q1 2025. So this will have like a lot of inflows, extra money just into the ecosystem, which is always good. This cannot be a negative catalyst.
No, this is your global liquidity rising for crypto specifically.
Crypto liquidity.
Pretty rare. Yeah.
And well, talking about crypto liquidity, I don't have it open, but I can show it real quick. The stable coins are rising as well. I think I have the indicator right here, stable coins market cap. These are rising as well, which is super good, which just means, let me put this maybe in black because you cannot see it.
Yeah, it's an interesting color combination. I think the indicator's in white and your background is by default.
But yeah, let's hope you can, but just normally you can see it. We had massive inflows into stablecoins, which is super, super good. Yeah. I have it open here as well. So for example, last few weeks we saw a lot of $1 billion minted in the US Treasury, which is super. This is like global liquidity, like you said, into the crypto ecosystem.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why Bitcoin, I wanted to say, but actually more altcoins rise because there's just so much liquidity into the crypto ecosystem that's pumping all the prices. So if you want to know if it's going to pump or not, just also look at the stable coins, because if the stable coins are increasing, you can know that everything in the crypto ecosystem will be increasing. What else did I have? Just a couple of small things. I'm going to go over them real quick. So we have the MVRV Z-score, which is not near top levels. So we always see it in the red every cycle top. We're nowhere near there yet. Sometimes we take a small break at 3, which we are at the moment. So it's possible that we take a small break here, but we can go much, much higher. Pi cycle top, nowhere near the top. It can still go according to the Pi cycle top towards 120K, which is also a very good top indicator. The one that I found remarkably good of predicting the top are these magic bands, and they're pointing out that we can maybe have like a cycle top here at 98K, which is what I think as well, which aligns perfectly with the Fibonacci levels, which I wanted to show right now. So let me close this. So basically, and this is very clean chart here. The 122K and the 98K align perfectly well with the Fibonacci levels. If you measure this from last bull market top towards the bottom of the bear, if you measure this, you come perfectly. The 1.618 is 100K. And I think this is a perfect time to sell if you haven't yet. So I sold half here. Why? Because this was the target from the measured move from the range that we were here for months.
I also cut some off, not much, like 10-15%. And actually sold some spot into USDT, which I haven't done in ages.
Yeah. Okay, that was my part. Zero Cool. I think I've explained everything how I see the markets, and I think you can zoom in a little bit more on the trading side of things.
The absolute first thing I would like to start is my list of top signals, because I have some more that we haven't touched on. I actually made a little separate trading view page where I have like a checklist of top signals. First one, I don't know if my screen is sharing yet.
Yeah.
Okay, first one is the volume on Coinbase on a monthly level should peak. So if you look at these peaks, and here bottom, so also bottom signal, you see a clear, like super high volume on the monthly. That's my first check. Second one, we need to go to the weekly. Is your Pi cycle, like you said, your Pi cycle top 1, 2. That has not triggered yet, so all good there. Third one is something you don't see very often. It's called LMACD. It's called logarithmic MACD on the weekly. This has called both stops perfectly. Reason they didn't call this stop because it was like FTX and Luna pumping. This is an anomaly on the chart. If there were no bad actors in the space, this would never have printed this high, I think. Kind of like reverse COVID swan, where if there was no COVID and the economy grinding to a halt, you wouldn't see the nuke. Kind of the same here. So for me, these are super indicators. Same with bottom, by the way. This is a underrated indicator. Yeah, we're nowhere near this purple line, so much higher. And another one, I do think I have an indicator for it. It's the, no, I don't, because I said I need to build it. But it's the premium on the spot, and not for Coinbase, but for Binance, which I call Nancy. So the premium of the USD versus USDT on Binance is also a signal if it like goes super high. I have some that I was playing around with, I think, and put this in. It's not this one. I don't want to go over it too much, but you can see stuff like here. Clearly, when this starts peaking, it's an indicator. The premium on spot versus perp on Binance. Those are my indicators. It's a list that I've been keeping building. Maybe we can watch it every Saturday to see, hey, this has popped off and this has popped off. But let's go back to the charts. That's what we're here for, right? Yeah, beautiful move up, right? Out of this range. We've been saying months and months, hey guys, we're in a range. When this breaks out, it will be violently. It will go longer than you think. It will go higher than you think. So why are we like now already a little, not bearish, but like taking points or some stuff off the table? I think we've already addressed it. For me, a big one was the social signals. People asking me, hey, Bitcoin's doing well, should I buy some? Like, sure, but I would do it cautiously because you asking me to buy for me is a signal to sell. And I mean, you shouldn't offload on your friends and family, right? You should offload on the market, on people you don't know. And then if you go even deeper, price is falling. I would assume this gets swept, but it wouldn't even surprise me just barge down. My overall bigger theory I have, and I'm not sure if I have it on this chart. No, I think we grind slowly down into the 28th Thursday, which is Thanksgiving, and then after that you have Thanksgiving weekend here, and my prediction is we grind down probably way deeper than people are comfortable with, and then from Thanksgiving weekend, we do the center rally into 100,000. That's what I hope to trade. Because if I took some off here, so obviously I want to buy back at some point. I actually did buy back alts yesterday, quite big already. My spot allocation, like to USDT to buy, significantly lower than the days before. Yeah, it's lower. I still have capital left to blow and to spend. Yeah, my big theory is slow grind down into Thanksgiving, which is on Thursday. And then in the weekend, people will be like, oh yeah, I thought about it. I should allocate some money in crypto. It's doing well again. And then you have your Santa rally from the 1st of December into January. And it's a little akin to one of the other rallies that we had. Trying to see which one it was. There was one of the rallies that happened, December to January. Like this here was also a December rally. The first one to like 20,000. I think that's on the table this time. Now, if we go deeper, a lower time frame, we had this beautiful trend line that was being respected that finally broke down. I started to build shorts on the bounce over here. Clearly you can see the prices above, so I'm underwater. I'm not quite sure where my stop is. I think it's somewhere over here, like 94, 95. It's not a big position. So yeah, I was expecting short to bounce and do this. But I think after we left this giant range, it just goes from range to range. So this is a new range. Bit crudely put. To be your top. Or even this your top. I'll move this down. And you have your deviation above. It acted as support. Very nice for our candle. And then it nuked through it. Then it tested and it rejected. And from this on out, I would have expected it visits the low. It didn't, and it's like printing and holding above. Maybe it's another deviation, but you don't see that very often, that it like deviates the price twice. It does that on a 3-tap setup. So it's Rect Proofs. You should follow him on Twitter. He's a pretty legendary trader who publicly traded like a couple of thousand into like 500,000, all with public trades. But his setup is price puts low, it sweeps that low, it bounces, it tests that low again with another deviation, and then it goes back to the point of origin here. This doesn't look like a 3-tap or like on the top to me. I was trying to say where a double deviation above like an obvious line is common. It is common with a 3-tap setup, but not really the case here, I think. But yeah, I think it's quite clear. Resistance, support. It's trying to flip it if it loses like 90,000. I think first stop is 86, 85. And the reason why I think that 70s is on the table, everybody is super bullish, so every obvious sweep of lows will be bought and be longed. And you'll see a big spike up because people are longing, and momentum will fade. It will just roll over. And then where's the next one that everybody wants to buy? Between 82 and 80,000, I think. It's the next obvious one, and I think we will see the exact same here. A very good reaction. Maybe a little test, a good reaction again, but momentum still fading. And then it is all these lows that are available, and then you have this giant gap over here on the 4-hour.
Oof, you're actually more bearish than me.
This is honestly dream case scenario, because this shakes out so much people. You will have your normies that just entered, you shake out here. The average trader, you shake out here. And by here, people are already calling 40 and 12,000 again. And that's where you just blind ape everything and walk away for 100,000 plus. So that, for me, is ideal situation. I don't think it will happen, but you should have a plan for every situation.
You just made the Christmas tree right before Christmas.
Yeah, that would be very nasty. And I know it's not time framed, but 28 is here, so yeah, it could be.
All right, maybe let's go over to more altcoins, Ethereum or something, for example. I want to say something real quick, fast for. In terms of that, is just for the first time in months, finally the Ethereum ETFs got some traction. I kind of am losing hope for Ethereum. Maybe it's not going to be the play of this cycle, because this cycle's narrative will be like everything in crypto is just a scam. Everything in crypto doesn't work. So everything is just... they just like, okay, if everything is just a scam, then just let's move over all the way just to meme coins, which is the meme coin ecosystem, or Solana. So I don't know. Like I always say, Ethereum will be the blockchain of the future. But Ethereum's roadmap is very big. Maybe they're already building their roadmap in 10 years. I don't know for this cycle. It's super hard. I hope they make a comeback, because if everyone just thinks in crypto everything is a scam, everything is a meme, that's just super bad for crypto. Maybe you can make a couple of multiples right now with meme coins, but it's super bad in general for crypto. It's just, if the narrative is, crypto is just a scam and crypto is just a meme. But anyway, Zero, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm deleting some stuff that totally shouldn't be on this chart for some reason. This is what we've been using for the last stream for months. It just keeps going lower. ETH BTC, this is very painful. I started buying publicly from here all the way down here. I bought this, and then there was a bounce, like, yay, the bottom is in. It wasn't 2 months of insanity buying this at all, and then we just Christmas tree down lower and swept that low again. It is very painful to be an ETH holder. I think even XRP outperformed ETH at this point in this year.
Yeah, but wasn't it because the founder of XRP had a meeting with Trump or something? I read that.
Cardano dude might have.
He as well. I think both.
Government. Okay, interesting. Anyhow, I don't know. It's the darkest hour before everything turns around, I guess. But don't know. This is just painful to watch. Can you chart it here? Sure. We put in the yearly low. We swept it. We're closing above. That could be a signal to start buying. I'm not touching ETH BTC anymore. I have 2 more targets that I will buy on. We zoom all the way out. There's 0.28 somewhere that I don't know where. I think is this here. You have this line where you had support that we deviated, that we didn't retest. And then lower this here. I will put half of my remaining Bitcoin that I want to lose or trades here at 0.028. And if we go lower, I'll just fucking all in and at 0.2 and say it's either here or crypto is dead. And for the record, I'm already allocated, I think 40 or 50% from my Bitcoin into ETH, which I hope to take off at my TP to around 0.06, which would I think my average entry is 0.038. 38 into, I think it's 50%, so almost half an increase of my stack of Bitcoin that I threw at it would be a very nice trade. But yeah, this is just pure depression. And it's not even looking at the price chart. Let's clean this up. Doesn't look that bad. I fumbled the bag from a long from here. You have your clean range. It broke it. It peaked. It dropped down. It's trying to survive. I think if it starts trending above here again, above this this high where it last rejected, then it can go off to the races. But for now, I just think this rolls over, and then you're kind of forced to buy this here from 2,800 into 2,500, which is a 10% range. It's pretty deep. But I think you just layer ask after ask over here. Maybe you skew it a bit so that it's not 100% divided over all your asks, but it's more localized here. So the deeper it goes, the lower your starting point is, and you trade it like this, I think. And I'm dragging this all the way up to all-time high because ain't no way this isn't going to 5,000s after doing this.
I hope
That's
so.
how I would trade ETH.
I really hope so.
I withdrew most of my play money off the exchange when we hit 94,000. I think it was peak euphoria, and I was yeah, no, this is not for me. I'm gonna get caught up into it. I'm gonna start trading bad, chasing coins that already left the station, or I'm gonna try to get into laggards who don't move. So I was fuck it, I'll remove everything from the exchange, keep couple of dollars to play with and call it a day. That's where I'm at. I'm drawing stuff like this now. If we go below 2,800, this is where you scale into a swing long for ETH, with your stop at like 2,000, I think, and then hope for the best. If this aligns with 70,000 Bitcoin, like it would not be like a big stab. It would be more like a stab like this, I think. We would see.
All right. So we got 15 minutes left before we have to stop. So what I want to do for today is maybe just the both of us talk about which coins and which sector is going to move well this cycle. So if you want, I can start and then I go over to you. So everyone, and I think it's very good for everyone that they can know which coins and in which sectors they have to research and have to buy, because my thing is, so I'm thinking, and I see you, Zero Cool, are thinking the same as well, that Bitcoin is gonna drop, that Bitcoin will go maybe 10% lower, but then like we said, altcoins can do 20-30% lower, and that's where you buy altcoins. I think that will be the perfect time this cycle to buy some altcoins. So now I'm going to go over to my narratives and to the coins I want to buy. I'm not going to show them on the charts. I just wrote them down here. So first of all, I'm still a big believer in Ethereum. You as well, Zero Cool. So I think how you just showed it is already a perfect time to buy. And then also the other layer one coins that I think will perform well, and I think some layer one coins are still a good place to be, are the Ton ecosystem, because of course they will have massive users. In a bull market, Telegram will have more and more users, will be super active, and I think in the bull market they will do something special with crypto as well. Then the Near blockchain. Near for me is the best AI blockchain. AI will be a big narrative, and I think Near is a coin you need to have. The fourth one, and of course the most obvious one, is Solana. Solana will perform very, very good this cycle, and that's the coin you need to have as well. The fourth one is Sui. So Sui is also like a Solana killer. So basically trying to do the same as Solana, and it's got a lot of traction lately. So Sui is a coin to have as well. And why do I say, for example, Sui? Because it's also got like, and I wrote this down as well, the low number narrative. So basically a lot of noobs, they don't know what market cap is, and they just think that if there are a lot of zeros, or if it's a low number of price your coin, that it can achieve the same price as Bitcoin. I even saw a comment like, Sui is now $3. Do you think it can go towards $7,000 like Bitcoin or something like that? So that's crazy. And I see this when I'm talking with non-crypto friends that are investing into crypto. They just think that they just don't know about market cap. So as much zeros are before your price of your coin, the better. So that's something I wrote down as well. So try to find low number coins. So just scour the top 1,000 coins. Just look at the coins you like the most, but buy the ones with that much zeros or the lowest number possible. Because I know it's stupid. It's stupid. It shouldn't be like this. But I know that bull markets work like that. Bull markets are just crazy. Nothing makes sense in the bull markets, and that's something that will happen. So yeah, layer ones, low number coins, and then of course meme coins. I think this cycle will be a meme coin cycle because, like I said, everyone thinks crypto is just a giant scam. Nothing has any value either. So why not just go immediately towards the meme coins? Meme coins are always low numbered coins, so which is perfect. And then another thing, and this may surprise you guys, I talked with Zero Cool, I think, a couple of days ago. So I didn't buy anything yet. But what I think is very good as well in bull markets are exchange coins. So try to find good exchange coins that didn't do super big multiples yet. So, and of course you need to find the exchanges where most noobs are on. One exchange where the most noobs are on is crypto.com. Crypto.com will do a lot of advertisements this bull run. They will maybe buy another stadium, who knows, but the coin is going to do well because a lot of crypto people are going to buy the Visa card, are going to lock up their Crow tokens. So that will be a good buy. I think it rised already enormously, but I think it's still got potential. I don't have a bag yet, but it's something you can look at. Two other exchanges I wrote down is just BNB. Of course, BNB will go down, but I think it will have less multiples. But another one that's not that as known, but is an exchange where a lot of noobs are on, is Swissborg. And Swissborg, well, actually, it's not an exchange because if you look at CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko in exchanges, you cannot find it. Why? Because they have no order book. So basically, Swissborg uses all the order books of all the other exchanges, and they give you the best price. But it's super noob friendly, super easy. So a lot of noobs are on there. And you can just buy the Borg token, and it's super undervalued. So that's one I'm looking at, and that's one I really want to buy when we see the drop happening. And that's about it for me. So yeah, AI sector, meme coins, exchange coins, and layer 1 coins, and that's about it. And maybe the last one, because I also think the Bitcoin narrative will be big this cycle. I think Bitcoin will perform better than previous cycles, because just of the big strategic reserve and nation states buying. And why do I say that? Because I told you guys that we have to talk about altcoins. I think the Bitcoin ecosystem will develop massively as well this cycle, because now it's super difficult to buy them. For example, at the moment, the memes are using the runes. And the thing is, you have to buy them in lots. So you cannot buy, for example, one meme coin of a Bitcoin meme ecosystem coin. You need to buy that in a lot. So basically, they can sell you 1,000 coins, but for example, I wanted to buy some, and the lowest amount was like $1,000. So it's not yet super easy to buy it, but there's still already the one that I wanted to buy was 200 million market cap. But I think if these coins will go on exchanges, and I think they will this cycle, when noobs will be able to buy Bitcoin meme coins on exchanges real easy, when Bitcoin will be the narrative of this cycle, I think that's something that can fly as well, and that's super under the radar at the moment.
Okay.
So these were my plays. What about you, Zero Cool?
If you switch to my screen, I listed them in my trading view. So for layer 1, Solana and Ethereum. Solana, we didn't touch it, but oh my god, does this chart ever look bullish? Yeah, if we have a bull run, there's no way this doesn't trade up to 400 plus, right? This looks ready to go. Ethereum, I'm afraid everybody has and nobody wants to have. Layer 2s, we have ARP. You did a big article on it. We touched it in the stream when we started streaming. I said, below $1, start loading up uncomfortably. We went so uncomfortable, it went through my load up zone. So I am heavily underwater on this.
Yeah, the problem is that Ethereum is not performing well. If Ethereum starts performing well, I think Arbitrum will fly as well.
Yeah, this still goes to, I know I was saying $10, let's scrap that, I'll be happy with 2.4, but I do think this goes all-time high, at least. It looks very rough right now, not the best holds. Gnosis, which is another layer 2, we have a little allocation. You get a higher cashback, so that's why Jack are allocated to it. Very little, of course. Meme coins, I think USA is an obvious play that I've been holding. Doshi, I'll write an article on it. I've been in this from day one. I doubled my holdings yesterday. I do think, and this is only at 140 mil or lower market cap, this is easily 1 billion or higher, I think. They check every mark for a meme coin that flies. Doge is a must. Have been in here from 10 cents in August, I think, that I bought a little too early, probably.
I don't know if I told you, but I bought some Doge as well last week.
Yeah. I had an original TP point of $0.50. It probably goes $1. Just believe in the meme. It's that simple. Pepe, yeah. What can I say? If everything flies, this will probably go even higher. Maybe not the best location to enter, but this is price discovery territory, right? So who knows how high it can high. Next, super low market cap play on base for AI is spec. Ignore the giant launch wick, but then you have this. Looks like accumulation before expansion. I don't have price targets on this. I don't even know what market cap it is. I know I have money into this. The chart looks really bullish. And on DEI, this is my largest AI coin holding. Big believer. Also low market cap, below 100 million, I think. I think this can be a game changer. And this is something I'm willing to hold into double digits, just X15 from here. The reason is the narrative on AI is like AI agents. We have seen stuff like Goat and Loom on Base recently that are agents who are making their own coins or talking with other chains. That seems to be like the hype of around AI this cycle. And DI ticks everything. They have partnerships. They are at big events. They have a doxed team. Yeah, Jack has Rune. I have DEI. I've been in this since day one as well. I think the launch price was 0.14 over here, so we've revisited that. I bought some more at the low 50s over here, but this is a clean support. Not really tested as resistance. It's like once and then it's like, oh, test. Yeah, I think this flies at least to $1.50, which is ×2 from here. But after that, I honestly believe this can be a multi-billion-dollar runner. They have a giant ecosystem they're building. They have calls that they are not spamming yet. So I do know they have them. So I'm very interested in this one. This is together with Toshi, my biggest alt backs with Ethereum and Sol, I think. RWA, real world assets. I think a class that an asset class that's a little snoozy right now, but the chart doesn't look too bad. This is the one BlackRock is giga pumping into. I think I started buying here and then here. My average is somewhere down here. We're up. Very good. Yeah, the tokenization of assets on blockchain is a sector that everybody is doing, or an act that everybody is doing, including BlackRock. Ondo's biggest backer is BlackRock. That's why I'm in this one. Again, above price discovery, or above all-time high here, and the limits are off. Underrated sector, I think. I think this could be a sector that's overlooked and flies. And then, as Jack said, exchanges. I have Aerodome on Base. I have this locked even for until April next year. Again, chart itself speaks volumes. There's no way this doesn't go 2.5 in the short term. So almost 2x from here. And then Jupiter on Sol. Same thesis as Jack. Exchanges will do well. Jupiter's like one of the main aggregators on Sol, where Aerodome is like the only one doing volume. This is doing more value than Uniswap at some points. Even at this high evaluation, because I think this is already 1.5 billion-ish, it is undervalued by a lot. What else do I have? This is my only gaming coin I'm holding because of a certain person who's also on this stream. Yeah, it doesn't look that good. It kind of looks like ARB. Kind of dead. They do have like partnerships with what's it called, Square Enix and stuff. So it could run it one day, but I'm not holding my breath. I think I just forget and write this off as a pure loss.
All right, so we're having a couple of questions in chat. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over them real quick for like 5 minutes, and then we're gonna do the outro. So if you have any more questions, put them right now into chat because we're gonna be out of here soon. So the first one is from G Armo. So coins from previous cycles are now hyping. XRP, ADA, HBAR. Do you think worth holding for this cycle? So I see Zero Cool already shaking his head. So
we don't even discuss this. If you make profit goods, don't hold them, please.
So the thing is, and we always see this when we are coming towards a local top, like near the the end of the top, so right before we go down, we always see dog shit moving. We saw this, for example, very good of the first 2021 cycle top in April, and it was the same. So then you saw the coins from the previous cycle, therefore moving there. So which coins were it again? So ICX, Icon, Neo was moving, Litecoin was moving, and when you see that, just sell it. If you had these coins, be happy. Sell them because most of the times they won't work. The reason why they went up, I think, so first because we're at the end of the cycle and the small rotation game, but the most important thing is they are low numbered coins, like I just said, and these low numbered coins, these retail noobs like them, and that's the reason they went up. I just have to check my messages, and there were some noob friends in my chat just asking about them. Yeah, they can even do 3-4x, and maybe they're watching the stream, but it's true. So for example, just before the stream, like an hour ago, there was a friend of mine saying, yeah, I just heard XRP can go to $5. What do you think? Well, I didn't even answer on it because it's crazy that all these noobs have the same info. Maybe it's coming from TikTok or I don't know where it's coming from, but it's the low unit buys, like I'm talking about. Low unit buys works. And also, of course, now XRP and ADA had some connections with Trump, or they saw Trump in the office. But honestly, these garbage coins, they won't move, and they're not even undervalued either. So I wouldn't touch them. And it's basically, so I'm answering two questions at one because there was a question with Daniel G. From Daniel G. He says, XRP topping out opinions. True. So if you had XRP, I think this is a perfect time to sell it. Enjoy the pump you just got from XRP and get out of there.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons that XRP flew is because the SEC said they will do less crypto-related charges, which is an absurd statement if you think about it. But yeah, that means their big lawsuit with XRP, between XRP and SEC, will be coming to an end. It will probably be a victory for XRP, so this is a little preemptive pump. But if you want like exposure to the fact that the SEC will go less after crypto and probably put somebody in charge that's actually pro-crypto or not against crypto like fucking Gary is, I think then Coinbase is your play as a stock and not XRP.
True. Good point. Very good point.
Amazing candle, though. I didn't even notice this. I've said it on my timeline, I haven't even looked at the ticker yet, or until now.
Be happy and sell the pump.
Can you switch to my?
Yeah, I'm showing.
This is a parabolic move. We've seen the exact same thing on Ondo. I'll show you. You have your parabolic move. And once this breaks, you short. So you have your parabolic move. Once it starts to break, you short here and you aim for -50. Like do it like this, -50 all the way back to origin. Let's go. This is legit a trade that I will have on my watch list. But first I need to see weakness in Bitcoin, and then I need to see this parabolic expansion come over. But this is a Big C Charlie. So it's an old school trader from like 2016, 2017. This is his flagship pattern that he trades. He did it on Bitcoin. I'll quickly go to Bitcoin on the daily. I think it was on here. Parabolic move. He shorted 72, I think. He shorted here and he rode it all the way down to like to 52. I think he closed after the sweep here, which is a 30% move on Bitcoin. Wow, that's a trade he posted, and he kept posting that he was holding open the short while everybody here was giga bullish, everybody here was giga bullish, and he kept it open, and I think he closed it like low 50s. That's what I see when that's what pops in my head. That's a trade I see on XRP. It's a giga fat short on a parabolic move. But no confirmation. I need some lower time frame confirmation. You see, this arch needs to break. Could be topping here. Can probably go higher. It's weekend, so volume. There's less market makers. I wouldn't long this here. I think your long was probably the retest here. Yeah. Has it tops? No idea. Will I short this? Most likely. I will add this as a ticker.
Thank you, guys. So yeah, the next question is from Daniel G again. So he asked BeamX. BeamX, so that's to me that's a good sector. So BeamX is gaming. That's a gaming platform. A gaming blockchain. And I think gaming is super undervalued because I think gaming is one of the best, if not the best, application or use case for crypto. And it hurts me because it's not going mainstream yet. And unfortunately, all the mainstream gamers are opposed to crypto, don't like crypto because they think everything is a scam. And I hope we will break that barrier this cycle with some couple of good games, including crypto or on crypto on chain. And can break that barrier because now crypto has an insanely bad name in a lot of gaming communities. But I think, and I still believe that gaming will be good this cycle, but not quite yet. I think it will be more towards the end of the cycle, but maybe you can already start buying here, and if you have a lot of conviction, it's not bad. So BeamX, I have it open right here.
It's pretty good, actually.
You have the chart? Yeah. So, and it's the thing is, it's I think 1 billion fully diluted valuation or a little bit more, which I think is already a lot. But yeah, if there are a lot of games building on it, yeah, a gaming blockchain can go towards 100 billion valuation. But you have to pick the good one because, for example, the key that we just talked about, Xaya, is also a gaming blockchain, which I like very much, and is still only 3 million valuation. So if you want to gamble more on lower cap game coins, that's something I have, for example, and they will be launching their first game, in-house game, which will be Soccerverse in a couple of months, if not early 2025. And they're partnered, like Zirkle said, with Square Enix, which is like the publisher of what was it again? The
Final Fantasy.
Final Fantasy, yeah. And I saw as well last week they put on a photo on Twitter that they're sponsoring like. It was in the football stadium, England Football Club. So I think they will be starting with their marketing. So that's something you can gamble on it as well. But I think, and I really do think gaming blockchains will be good. Why? And it's like the gold rush thing. Don't buy the gold, buy the shovels. And basically the shovels are like the gaming blockchains where all of these crypto games will be developed on. So I think if you want to do a gaming play, just buy the gaming platform. So I think BeamX is good. I was looking at it as well. I didn't buy it yet, but I think this will be a good one in the later end of the cycle. A lot of more questions. G. Armo said, do you think to start buying alts now or wait BTC dominance to start cooling down and then buy alts? I think, and what I'm going to do is I talked to Zero Cool about it right before the stream, or maybe in the beginning of the stream, I don't remember. I will be buying altcoins when we see the 10% drop in Bitcoin. Then I will start heavily allocating into altcoins.
I think if you're not allocated into altcoins at all, you should start buying now. Because sure, I'm charting 70,000s. I'm hoping for 70,000s. There's just a possibility that we stay ranging between 85 and 90 and altcoins go. And once Bitcoin goes, altcoins follow. And then the next consolidation, they really fly. We're hoping for a 20% drop. We maybe get a 10% drop. But if you have no allocation at all at altcoins, go on a shopping spree right now.
All right, we're gonna leave it here because I think if you let us go on, we can ramble like for the whole day.
Another hour at least, right? It's like, oh, this is an interesting sector. What else is good in this sector? Oh, I have an allocation for this. I should write this down.
No. All right, let's do our predictions. It's 7-6, but you won this week. Of course, you were. I said 80K last week, and it went way past 80K. So point for you.
88, I think, or something.
No, you said 80. You said 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay.
8.6 for you. So you can start. What do you think we're gonna be at next week?
82.5. So basically, you smack on your 82.5. Give or take your Fibonacci thingy. I think this rolls over.
10% drop in a week. I was thinking kind of the same. Let me go over to this chart. I like this zone. I'm hoping this because I have some buys here in the green, and the Tenkan is in the middle, which is perfectly. But if we get this, I'm super happy. I think we're going to be a bit higher. I think we're going to be here, 84K. These are some lines I drew with George on my stream yesterday. These were measured moves from the range. I think we're going to be 84.5. I'm gonna do 84.5, so a bit higher than you.
Fair.
So, but
my thesis is that we trend down into the last week of November, and next week I'll probably, depending on where we are, do another 10% off.
Remarkably, we're both like super bearish. I'm saying 7% down. You're saying almost 10% down.
I remember how I started to stream out. We just broke an 8-month range. We're going so much higher than people think. And I'm like, we're going down 20%.
But to be honest, we can easily go towards 100K as well. So I think it can go both ways. It just will all depend on if there's something of the strategic reserve that will come out. Because you said the Senate vote is like super soon.
That was interesting.
We'll see about that. We're gonna leave you guys here because it's already 1 hour and 10 minutes. If you guys have any more questions, just put them in the YouTube. So we answer them gladly every week. Even Zero Cool made a new YouTube account as well. So he's answering questions as well. So put them in X, put them in YouTube, and we'll talk about them next week. Just one question. If you guys can maybe answer this live or maybe in the comments, what do you guys think about our new stream overlay? I try to make it a little bit more professional, a little bit more clean. So let me know if you prefer this one or do you prefer the older one? And let's see. So let's hope the Discord is ready by next week. Well, let's say we're gonna have it next week, and then we can just continue to chat with you guys and have you guys in our Discord. That would be great. And as always, you're cool. Thank you very very much to come on every Saturday.
No problem.
So like I said, we are here every single Saturday at 1 p.m. Central European time. And yeah, that's about it. So follow Zero Cool. He's on X. He posts daily analysis on X. It's at 0x0cool on Twitter. And of course, follow me as well. It's at Jack Green Crypto, both on YouTube and on X. And I see you all next week.
Later.
Bye, guys. See you later.